So good afternoon, folks. In the distance here again, it's about 1:30 in the afternoon here. Mountains completely disappeared this end here. Just about make some of it out. That shot there, folks. And again, it's all these heavy metals and smart dusts and whatever else, folks. Not always at the nano level, because some of it you can see in the torchlight, some of it in the right light you can see by sight without a fucking torch. But look at it, folks, that shouldn't be there every single day of the year. It just shouldn't, it's just ridiculous. The sad thing is, people are not bothered, not one bit fucking bothered. You two are bothered, I'm bothered. And I know I'm the most boring guy on earth for continually and repeatedly showing this. But it's ongoing, folks. It's an ongoing fucking assault. It's an ongoing story that's not getting the proper recognition. Certainly not getting highlighted how it should be, folks. But it's ongoing. And if it's an ongoing assault, an ongoing war, then it's got to be reported ongoing. I've got to capture everything, no matter how minuscule, no matter how massive, because it all forms part of it, folks. And it's not just the stuff they're spraying up in the air, folks. It's the radiation and the beam forming and the target acquiring systems and the millimeter waves that are running through this fucking stuff, the ARP systems, the NEXRAD systems, folks, all running through it. The nefariousness of it all, and we're told it's for our fucking benefit. We're not benefiting from it, folks. We're not. And you're kidding yourselves if you think, yeah, because no one can get in touch with me and tell me how they have benefited from all of this, how they've benefited from those injections, how they've benefited from having a wireless body area network connecting to the body-to-body area networks. They've not got in touch with me and told me how they benefited from the MAC address alone. People know they've got them in their millions now across the world. People know what's happened and are they're not even in denial, they just don't give a shit. Well, it's too late, it's done, move on. But there are a lot more people aware of everything that's taking place now than you think, folks. A lot more. But it's like I say, the sad thing is people just think, well, it's too late. They put it to the back of their mind, well, I've had this, I've had that, I've done this, done that, swallowed this, drank that, fucking had this injected. And then they try not to think about the consequences coming. And then they're hoping then that when these consequences arrive, that something in the medical profession will fucking help them, alleviate them, save them. And if not, then there's always fucking Switzerland or the death pods in Canada. And I have to laugh about it, folks. It's getting more ludicrous by the day. We're hearing horror stories constantly now. Everyone we fucking bump into is not well or know someone that's at death's door. But they were okay not so long ago, before they succumbed. Oh dear, folks. I am tired of doing what I'm doing. I'm weary of doing what I'm doing. And I hope to wake up one day and never have to do another video again, never have to talk about this again. But at the moment, that's impossible. It's fucking ridiculously, hopelessly impossible. Right, there's a car coming, lad, so just come here. Just come here, just stand still, don't move. Good lad. Here it comes now. Right. the farmers know what's taking place, but the farmers are being looked after, you see. Despite the fact this inheritance nonsense. You know, the farmers are still playing ball with the government. You know, all this support for no farmers, no food. We should be growing us fucking own. Yeah. And there should be a huge meme saying, no growing your own, no food. Because for the majority of what we see and witness, folks, the farmers ain't growing a lot of fucking food. They're doing a lot of fucking poisoning themselves. And they know what's going on. They know what they're injecting these animals with. They know what they're injecting the soils with. Spraying the crops, pesticides, herbicides, the biocide, ecocide and all the rest of it. They know what's taking place. They know who's getting cancer from off of the formaldehyde washes on the sheep's fucking feet. They're not stupid. They know this stuff's getting into the water system. They know the pesticides are mixing with the herbicides as the rains come and this shit travels from one field into another via the water system and into the water table, into the drinking water, mixing with the fucking fluoride and all the shit they're spraying down on us, folks. It's sometimes now too fucking numerous to mention all in one video. But the farmers know, and yet they're still going along with everything. They're still doing what they are told to do, folks. That's the fucking sad thing. I've talked to farmers down here that say every time they give their cows the what's it called now? What's that fucking injection they give them? Right, I've just remembered it now. It's the tuberculosis fucking jab. A majority of the herd come down with a tuberculosis, then they're having to be shoved into sheds and fields, wellness sheds and fields separated from the herd. And the farmers say that unless they give these herds these injections, they can't go to market. They can't sell them. But they know that it's guaranteed that a percentage of the herd are going to come down with the very thing they've been injected against. And then we've got the pullet sheds, the chicken sheds, where some of the sheds here get up to 100,000 chicks. And over 16 weeks they're given 3 injections. Yeah? And out of that 100,000, maybe 15 to 22,000 of those chicks will have died relatedly to the injection they were given. Yeah? And then some of the pullet sheds down here where they breed these chicks from a day old, yeah? Because they've had these injections, they're not then allowed to go into the food chain. Yeah? So what happens is, come on lad, this way, is these chicks at 16 weeks are then sold across Europe as breeders, so and egg layers, yeah? You couldn't make it up. So every 16 weeks, there's a turnover of these chicks. But every time they get an injection, remember 100,000 chicks, a coach load of Polish workers come and they spend however long it takes to inject these chicks. Yeah, that's a coach load. So there's the wages, yeah? As they travel from farm to farm, you've got the coach driver's wages, you've got the coach fucking fuel, etc. And they come 3 times in that 16 weeks. Yeah. And then the chicks are sold across Europe as egg layers. And then we're allowed to buy the eggs back cheaper than if they'd have been laid here. That is the most mind-boggling thing of all. And when you talk to one of the farmers here, he says to me, well, so long as I get my check at the end of it, I don't give a shit how it works out. Well, just think of the logistics there, folks, and then think of, common sensely think about the costs involved. Remember, these chicks have then got to be shipped across to Europe. They've got to be sold to lay eggs that then come back to us cheaper than if they'd been laid here in this fucking area where they were fucking sold from originally. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Everything is just fucking rancid, folks. But the air, the longest ongoing assault ever, folks. And they intend continuing this barbaric nonsense at least into the 2050s. It's documented as such. I can't imagine them ever fucking stopping unless they're stopped. And remember, it's all weapons check. It's all devised and designed by the military, for the battlefield. All tested in Iran, Iraq. And this air assault that I'm showing you was tested successfully over Vietnam in the 60s. When they loosed all these heavy metals, nanoparticulates and fucking smart dusts or whatever over the Ho Chi Minh Trail. You can Google it. You can find footage of them spraying. You can find them fucking defoliating. It's crazy, folks. Agent Orange from Vietnam, yeah? They sprayed vast tracts of Vietnam, yeah, to do away with the fucking farm system. So they'd struggle to fucking feed themselves. They'd bring in these monsoons that would wash away everything. Come here, lad. Another vehicle coming here now. Hang on, just stay there, don't move. Stay still. Stay still, you. Hi, Steve. And they'd spray this Agent Orange, right, across vast swaths of fucking Vietnam, which would affect not only the food production and the farms and the water systems for up to 50 years or more, but babies were being born with deformities. Yeah, they were being born with cancers. Ongoing fucking health problems throughout their lives that continue to this fucking day from the 60s, yeah? But it didn't end there, folks, because after the Vietnam War, Agent Orange, and I'm not lying to you, was then repackaged and sold in supermarkets across the world as fucking Roundup. Have a think about that, folks. And farmers are spraying it on the crops. You're spraying it on your fucking crops, you're spraying it on your gardens. Kid ye not. They called Agent Orange for a reason, because everything it fucking touched turned burnt orange, folks. I've shown videos in the past where they've sprayed the fields here, where I live. As the cows were in the fields, they were shifting the cows out of the way using a Land Rover, tooting the horn, moving them as the sprayers sprayed. The cows stayed in the field overnight. But 4 hours after they'd sprayed one of the fields here with the cows in, it turned orange. Within 4 hours. And then the following morning, when me and the dogs were out at 5 AM, the cows were in the field still, and they were feasting on the poisoned orange fucking grasses, folks. All those videos, there's thousands upon thousands of videos I did in that short time, got removed. And I'm not lying, folks, there were thousands upon thousands of videos. I got obsessed with capturing as much as possible because that was my duty, it still is. But anyway, the state of fucking play above the UK is spray, spray, spray. Kid ye not. It isn't going to end well for any of us, folks. Most definitely isn't.